Hi, guys. It's Josh Whitehead with the Baltimore Area Council of Boy Scouts. I'm here to talk to you guys about the line adventure, Build It Up and Knock It Down. So, this one only has three requirements. Those three requirements are to discuss the how things can be built up and how things can be knocked down. Um, and then you discuss how things can be built up and knocked down, not just physically, but also emotionally. People get built up and knocked down. So we'll talk about that. And then lastly, building structures using available materials, aka these cups. Everybody should have gotten 10 of these cups, Cub Scout cups. We will use them later and you'll see how. So let's talk first about things that can be built up. Lots of things can be built up. Take a second. I want you to discuss with your parents, whoever's around, maybe your siblings, whoever are doing this with you, a couple of things that can be built up. So some examples might be buildings, bridges, um, statues, anything like that. Take a second and talk it over. And then once you've done that, things that can be knocked down. So pretty much anything that can be built up can also be knocked down, right? Uh, Buildings, bridges, we can knock those things down, but we don't want to, right? Once they're built up, they're part of the world. We want to make sure that they stay up. So the same thing can be said about people. So what do we mean when we're talking about building people up? It means saying good things to them, saying nice things to them so that they are built up. They feel good when you talk to them. You're building them up. You're being friendly. The fourth point of the Scout law is the Scout is friendly. So it's important that we do that. We build people up and we say nice things to people and we don't tear them down by saying mean things to them or saying things that might make them feel bad. So, and that's where bullying comes into play. We don't want any bullying. Scouting is really against bullying, and you should be too. Bullying is bad. We don't want anybody to feel bullied, which is why if we're being friendly and trying our best to build people up, bullying is intended to tear people down, make them feel bad. So we don't want to do that. In the same way, we have this thing where what other things can we build up? A good example of how people are built up and we don't want them to fall down. Everybody should have heard of the game Jenga. It's a great game. If you haven't heard of it, it's basically a bunch of wooden blocks, 3 by 3, that you stack all the way up, and it goes up into a straight tower, right? And you have to pull blocks out and stick them on top. And as that happens, it starts to get a little bit more precarious and a little bit more wobbly, right? The higher it gets because there's less foundation down at the bottom and more weight up at the top. So in most cases, like for example, if you look at the pyramids, it's really, really wide, strong base and really, really light at the top. That way it doesn't topple, right? You want to make sure that there's even distribution of weight for towers or things that you build up. For things that are torn down, it's better if there's wobbly things like in Jenga, where if you want it to fall down, you're going to lose if you do. But if you want it to fall down, you want it to be a little bit wobbly. Um, so that's just an example. If you go and play some Jenga, this is a really good example. And same for people, right? If you take out a block at the bottom, maybe they're getting closer to falling down. Even saying one mean thing to someone, even if you don't think it's going to knock them down, you don't think it's going to mess up, make them feel bad. It might be a step towards making them feel bad. So we want to try to avoid that at all costs. Anything that might make someone feel bad, or when compounded with other people saying things that aren't what we consider to be something that would make them feel bad. If other people are also saying it, then over time it can make them feel worse because you're taking more blocks out of the bottom, making it more likely to topple. So that's why it's our job to be friendly. So lastly, we have these cups, as I mentioned, and I have a video for you guys, a couple of videos of us using these for a cup stacking competition. So I want you guys to do the same and see who can do it the fastest. And as always, please, please, please send us videos and pictures of you guys doing your best trying these. And we want to see that. We want to see you guys also participating in doing these things. So send us your videos, put them up on Facebook, and we will see you for the next video. Thanks.
So, we're going to be talking about cup stacking with you, and just like lions are expected to build it up and tear it down, we're going to be doing that with these cups. So everybody should have gotten 10 of these Cub Scout cups. What you're going to do is with those 10, you're going to unstack as quickly as you can. This is slowed down, mind you. I'm going to do 4 cups on the bottom row. I am then going to do 3 cups on the next row, just like that. And then 2 cups. And then the last cup goes on top. You got yourself a fun little structure. And then you want to tear it back down, right? We've got to build it up and then tear it down. So you're going to want to start with the stack. Don't touch it. Hands away from it. And then you want to time yourself from when you can get to here, stacked up, and then all the way back down to here. So I'm going to give it a try now, and we're going to have a couple other people give it a try. So, Steve, why don't you give me a countdown, please?
Sure, Josh. Hands on the table. 3, 2, 1.
Remember, we're going to go for this 4. I'm going to get them out all on the table first because I think that they stick together a little bit, so watch out for that. So I'm going to put 4 here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. Stack them down really fast. Oh no!
Time. All right.
And you do the same.
All right, Andrew. Are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
I believe in there, Andrew. Go, go, go. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh, that might be the fastest one. Where'd it go?